Can pain be a sacrifice to the gods or spirits in one's chosen path? Pain is certainly something that one can endure to either reach a certain state of consciousness or basically present it as an offering of energy, a kind of sacrifice to one's spirits or gods chosen by one's own choice in spirituality. When one chooses a certain spirituality, one accepts that there are certain things that the beings in that spirituality want as sacrifice. Now, pain is very rare as being something that a spirit or a god wants you to sacrifice, and it's never about blood. Now, blood in magic or spirituality or religion is different than pain. When you're trying to gather blood from yourself, you want to make a small cut, maybe deep, or you want to make a small puncture. But as far as pain goes, you want to spread the pain out. You want to basically enhance the pain that you're offering. This is why blood and pain are two different kinds of offering, two different kinds of sources of sacrifice even. Now, when it comes to gods or spirits who are more peace-oriented, who are more light-oriented, who want you to follow their way but don't want your pain to continue, want you to rise above your pain, then offering pain is going to do very little. It's still a currency, but it's a very small amount as far as translating to spiritual currency, karmic currency, however you want to describe it. Now, if you're dealing with beings who give suffering to other beings, who you look to in order to take revenge on your enemies, to cause chaos or discord among peoples, then pain, your personal pain, sacrificing it to them, will bring you greater results than if you sacrifice to a being who is more light-oriented, more peace-oriented, more harmony-oriented. Chaos and violence and destruction will always desire sacrifice of pain, and that's very adequate to communicate with such beings that are chaotic. Now, such beings, what do they get out of taking pain? What do they get out of these sacrifices that we make of our own kind of nervous system going through trauma? Because that's what causes pain, is the nervous system, the nerves that travel through our body. What they gain is a constant harvest of energy, of dark energy, created through pain, because pain actually has a certain energy attached to it, and it sets off its own aura. It exists at its own vibration, and it can be a very intense source of power. And the beings who feed off of pain, who you may sacrifice pain to in order to destroy your enemies or to make them stronger so they can make you stronger, or to be part of their army, spiritually speaking, not literally speaking as far as material goes. They'll constantly harvest pain until they feel like they have the adequate resources to assault beings that are more light-oriented and less darkness or chaos-oriented. So they will constantly harvest our pain, and will take as much as you're willing to give until they feel they're strong enough to participate in the final battle. The final battle of light versus dark, to put it simply. And a lot of people might think this as far too duality-oriented, not ultimate-oriented, but duality-oriented, or kind of right-hand path skewed in the philosophy. But ultimately, this is what chaotic beings want to do. They want to create a power, a force that can take on the established order. They want to take on order. Chaos versus order. The same old story that's been going on for millennia upon millennia. Far before human beings started writing or even climbed out of the primordial ocean of slime, as some people call it. So far before anything that we conceive as being human, these beings have been gathering power from pain, from destruction, from sacrifice, from devoted acolytes. in order to assault the forces of order who have founded this universe and who have founded reality itself, so that the chaotic beings can rewrite reality. So if you converse with those chaotic beings, they will accept pain. It provides its own energy. But if you're more attuned to beings of order, beings of light, beings of peace and harmony, or even just beings that are still violent but just orderly, then pain will be a small currency to them. It won't mean as much to them, but it can still be a sacrifice. But like I said, there's two ways to treat pain. One is what I call berserker pain, and that's trying to induce a certain state of consciousness through pain, like berserkers do, biting their shields, pulling their beards, hitting each other, participating in these spiritual rituals where one tries to become like an animal as far as the state of mind goes. One doesn't see the edges of oneself, but views oneself as part of everything and able to basically accomplish anything as a result. That's states of consciousness through berserker pain. Now, pain as an offering is pain that's dealing with these chaotic beings that I've mentioned, whether they be spirits or gods, however you view them or whoever you communicate with. They will accept an offering of pain, and so will the gods of order, and spirits of order, but they won't hold it as high of a regard as the beings of chaos. So I hope this has been a little bit interesting to you. I hope that this has kind of clarified a few points as far as what I believe on pain and if it's an offering, and what kind of pain an offering is, and what kind of pain will achieve a state of consciousness that one desires. But thank you very much for watching, and y'all have a great day.